What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 12. Loads to get through today as the January transfer window is going to open. We'll have the FA Cup third round away against Blackpool and more games in the Premier League after no losses in our last three and back-to-back wins for the first time all season long as well. Don't want to jinx it, but the Foxes are gaining momentum. Let's not slow down here. First game, Middlesbrough away. If I wasn't able to include it pre-game, then I'll show it on the screen. But one of our young lads from the academy has asked for a pro deal. That is one of the Thai boys, Su Suk. We've got two Su Suks in the academy. This is one of them. And he's got 91 to 94 potential, with the other having, I think, 93 to 94. Unbelievable as Forrest finds space and Hermansen denies him as it's still 0-0. But it's what I've been saying all this time. Like, when people ask me, oh, what country's going to wheel me some great talent, Doxy boy? Any. Go to any you want. As long as your scouts are good enough, you will find talents, believe me when I say that. Yes, of course, some of the more, let's say, high-profile nations probably give you a better chance of more, but you will find at least one. In a 9-month mission with a 5-star judgment scout, you will find at least one absolute wonder kid. Durasimi with the opener, Leicester going for their third win in a row. Wow, this has been a poor game. Honestly, 5 to go. We're still leading courtesy of that early Durasimi goal. And it seems that we're going to pass out the clock for a comfortable 1-0 win. Our 4th away day victory of the season already. I said I wanted more than 3 last year. We're already going to best it at a halfway stage for this season. But this is a lot about this Borough team, man. I mean, we've got Leslie playing centre-half. We've got a kid in Bailey Rice at DM. And we've easily shut the door and held on to our 3rd clean sheet in 4, our 3rd win in 4, and no defeats in our last 4 games. I don't want to jinx it, but maybe, just maybe, the Foxes are now starting to show a bit of bite. January window's opening, Samson's going to leave, but honestly, I don't think we need to sign anyone to replace him. I trust this team. Yep, January is here, and there's the sale. Samson off to Rome for 13 million, so 26.5. But again, do we reinvest? I mean, if we really want to, we can just recall Caleb Okoli. He's barely played at Brentford this season, only the 3 games so far, and he'd come in and be that 3rd choice centre-half behind Richards and Bassey, maybe even taking Richards' place, actually. So that's the only thing I'm thinking I might do in this window. But for those curious on the Susak potential, by the way, no surprise, it is potential to be special, just like the other Susak will have in the academy right now. That is definitely something I will do in this January window. Get this kid loaned out. He's absolutely rapid. He's got raw pace and ability. He needs first team football. But I do wonder if that OP loan strategy has been nerfed, because Golding and Cellier are only up by 2 at their respective clubs right now. Anyway, 3 more scouting updates as January's here. Let's see what we got. Where from England we shall keep scouting these 4 players for now. Theo Humphreys looks very good. We'll keep our eyes on him for now. From Denmark, we shall keep on scouting these 4 goalkeepers here. And to be fair, whilst again, Gibraltar hasn't been great, I'll be totally honest. We still got 1 good player in the academy, and there's a couple here that could also be really good in time as well. And this lad is 6'1" at 14 years old. Definitely someone to keep our eyes on. Right, let's jump into the following game. What a nice mini run this has been for the Foxes. And now we travel to Goodison Park. Just beat them at the King Power. Now heading into this game, we're up to 12th in the table, and a win could put us in the top 10 for the first time in the save. David Moyes' side away at Goodison. Come on, the Foxes. I'm actually quite tempted to promote pretty much everyone in the academy I can promote and get them loaned out, really. I get asked sometimes, you know, Doxy boy, why don't you use the development plans? Like, why aren't you putting your players on development plans? And I've mentioned this many times before. Now, in previous career modes, I use development plans all the time for practically every single player. But the reason I don't do it now is very simple. Every development plan you put your player on, a growth plan, not a position change, upgrades either one of the weak foot or the skill move. Now, I think it's great we can do that now, upgrade weak foot and skill move, but I've said this before, it's one of my unpopular career modes that leaves me feeling like that guy in the meme with the swords pointed at him. My opinion is this: I don't think that a weak foot and a skill move should be increased by a maximum of +2. Because you could have a player with a 1-star weak foot and he could become 5-star. That's amazing to think of, but the fact you can do it for everyone, to me, is again a little unrealistic. And also just a bit too easy. You know, 5-star 5-stars used to be unicorns. Now you can create your own unicorn for every single player. Yeah, back in the day when you'd get players out of the academy, it was a lottery. Like it was a lottery when you'd promote them. You had no idea what they were going to be like. You know, you couldn't check on their skill moves and weak foot before you promoted them. And I'll never forget my OG Youth Academy hero. If you know the name, then I love you forever. came from Paraguay, and when he came out with 5-star skill moves, I literally was just gleaming. The fact you can do that with every single player now, like I said, it just kind of loses the magic, if you will. And it's why I prefer not to do it personally. Anyway, here's Leslie finding El Canus down the left-hand side. If I can crossfield that, Fatawi's in space. Can he keep it in play? Yes. And find Sumare. There's Durasimi. It's great work from the Foxes. Really, really well played. It's excellently done. He's onside for Tawu. This is going to be a wonderful goal. Leslie Ugachukwu second as a Fox. And it's a brilliant, brilliant team goal. Is this a team one? Is this the team one? No, it's not. But he says it's about time we open the score in here. Foxes absolutely running rampant. And that is going to do it. The Foxes win again. Back-to-back 1-0s. It is 3 clean sheets in a row as well. And 4 victories on the trot. Our longest win streak of the save so far. We now won 5 games away from home as well. This season we're better on the road than we are at home. Right, quick bit of business. Patson Daka's going to join Standard Liège on a free transfer come the end of the season. Totally fine with me. Since we inherited him, haven't really used him that much. And in fact, I prefer a 39-year-old Jamie Vardy to him. Kind of sums it up really. It's totally fine with him leaving come the end of the year. And following game, going for our 5th win in a row in all competitions. Blackpool at Bloomfield Road in the FA Cup 3rd round. Should be a banker. Let's get through. Blackpool, of course, now a League One side, but it's worth remembering that 15 years ago, they had a solitary year in the Premier League. I'll never forget that. Premier League football coming to Bloomfield Road. The team never really had the quality to survive, but I think it's worth pointing out, they actually, oh, come on. I think they won the opening day like 4-0 or something, but it never really had the quality to stay in the Premier League, but they had some interesting players back in the day. Gary Taylor-Fletcher, DJ Campbell, what a man. Charlie Adam was their captain back then. Marlon Harewood, it was an interesting side. And in this game here, well, I've rotated basically my entire team apart from Hermansen. And on this winning run, this is not what I expected. Despite the weakened lineup, a goal down. I only remember one game Blackpool had in that Premier League year. And it wasn't a win for the Tangerines, they lost it. Man City came to Bloomfield Road. And I can't remember the score, I think it was like 3-1 or something like that, or 4-2 or whatever. There's a lot of goals in it. And the reason I remember it is because David Silva scored this absolutely gorgeous goal. And it kind of epitomised the player he was. It was when Man City was just starting to build their super team. And yeah, Silva just bent the ball in with his left foot. I mean, he just wrapped his foot around it. It was a gorgeous goal. I'll try and leave a link to it if you want to see it. But yeah, 1 year in the Premier League for Blackpool, but based on this performance, well, I mean, they haven't been at their best, but they've shut the door on me. I haven't been inside, and we're still behind here. 15 to play. I bought one for Tawu and El Canus, but I didn't put Durasimi on the bench. I didn't think I'd need him. As Buonanotte finds El Canus. And Bilal, who's been brilliant this season, goes all the way. Oh, what a goal. I was talking about David Silva's goal earlier. That one's even better. Glorious skill, better finish. Oh no, you're joking. You're joking. Across the far post, free volley, Hermansen with a save and a rebound turned in. Tom Bloxham has won it. Blackpool dumped the Foxes out and channeled their inner Ian Holloway-esque Blackpool. Leicester dumped out by a 3rd tier side. I didn't see it as much of a gamble pre-game based on our form. I thought, rest the boys, just put Mads out there, we'll be fine. No, we won't. Leicester-born Tom Bloxham dumps out his hometown team in the 3rd round. Could call it a blessing in disguise. Now we can focus all of our season on the Premier League, but there's no doubt about it. That's our worst loss of the save. That is humiliation in the Northwest. So just decided to loan out Susak. That's one of the two Sucks from the academy. He's gone to Sheffield United for a couple of years. That'll toughen him up there in South Yorkshire. So we'll keep our eyes on him at Bramwell Lane. I might make a signing in this January now to help with the depth, because clearly we haven't got the quality in numbers. But before we do that, let's jump into our following game and try and bounce back as well. Back to matters in the Premier League. Back to the King Power as well. Graham Potter's West Ham, where a win will put us in the top 10. And that will definitely, you know, if not help us forget about that cup set, at least paper over some cracks. Man, that's got to be my worst loss in a long time. That's terrible. I'm definitely going to recall Caleb Okoli from Brentford, I think. I mean, he's barely playing there anyway, so might as well have him here. He's not going to play there. He might as well be our 3rd choice centre-half here. And at the moment, our defence is taking a step back. Nicholas Fulkrug with the opener for the Irons. Down 13 minutes in. What's happened to us? We were watertight. Now we're leaking goals left, right and centre. This is just top level sport, really. I mean, if you take your eyes off the ball for a second, literally and figuratively, it's nipped off your toes. It's way past you in the distance, and you're wondering how on earth it got away from you so quickly. Vitao with the free kick, 20 yards from goal. It's a... Oh, what a save. I was going to say it's a beauty. Wes Foderingham claws it off the line like David Seaman versus Sheffield United. What a save. That was incredible. Great strike from Vitao, but for Foderingham, that ball, Oh, I know it hit the bar, that's why. I was going to say, for a second, I thought he clawed it away. It hit the crossbar, that's why. I thought he clawed it off the line, but no, that's how it happened. Woodwork rattled, still 1-0. Walked into the middle of Fulcrum, we got the first goal offloads. Ward-Prowse going to be 2. Appenders all alone. All alone. Way too easy. Way too easy. Caleb, pack your bags, get on the train. You're coming back to Leicester. We've got another free kick right on the edge here. And if I want to, I can exploit that man going to the draft, excluded for an easy goal. But I'm not going to. I promised myself I won't do it, so I'm not going to. Zel Canoes is going to say, Fatal, you had the last one, let me take this one. And let's see if I can get us that goal to level it. No, straight into the wall. Oh, it's gone in anyway. It's gone in anyway. How typical is that, man? Seriously. I didn't score for a brilliantly executed free kick in the first half, yet that one goes in. I think we've not even... Oh, what a ball for Tawi. We've not actually played badly in this game at all. It's just the defence has been really poor. But this man is on fire. El Canoes denied by Foderingham. What should have been the level. I had so much time to set myself there. So much time. That's one of the moments when the adrenaline just gets the better of you. And I'm like, oh, get it on target. Get a shot away. Get it on target. Quick. It's like, bro, you've got about 4 seconds, mate. Take your time. To me, that's always been my biggest problem. I feel like if I can keep my composure, I'll... Oh, Mavididi. Mavididi off the post. I mean, right on cue, it sums up my entire point. If I can keep my composure, I feel 9 times out of 10, I'm going to convert a one-on-one. But it's moments like this where it lets me drop. If I'm leading by 3-0, for example, I guarantee I'll score both of those one-on-one chances. Instead, down by 1, end up missing them both. It's a mental thing. It's a psychological thing. When there's more pressure, the more likely I am to miss chances. Some forwards thrive in those situations, knowing the game's on the line. I can't handle 1 grain of pressure. That is a result that slipped through my fingers, man. We should have won it. In the end, lost it. Right, so I've just recalled Caleb Bacoli from Brentford after the game. Thomas Frank wasn't playing him anyway, so I might as well have him here instead of there at the G-Tech, not getting game time. And he will get game time here on the back of Samson leaving, and he'll start our following game as well. Back-to-back losses to the Foxes. It was all going so well until it wasn't. Now Wolves away at Molineux in a really big clash here, where we can't afford 3 straight losses in all competitions. Wolves away next. I really wish that there was a way to talk to managers who have one of your players on loan, like you can in Football Manager, and say, why aren't you playing this player? You know, like, tell me why you're not giving him game time. Is he not good enough? You know, is your team operating with a different set of tactics, which he doesn't fit into the system? Like, what's the reason you're not playing him? Because you might notice in career mode sometimes when you've got a player on loan, if you're not playing him enough, a manager will let you know. Like, they'll say we might recall him if you're not going to play him. And that way it can, oh, great save from Manson, sort of spark you into picking him a few more times. So why can't you do that to the AI managers? They can do it to you, so why can't you do it to them? Anyway, still 0-0. Here is that header. Is flicked on by Fabio Silva and turned behind by the calves of Mad Hermansen, as it's still 0-0 for now. But it's all Wolves in the early stages. Leicester are falling. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think our winning run was going to continue forever, but I didn't expect it to fall apart quite like this. Into the final 11 minutes, and if someone's going to find a late winner in what's been quite a drab affair, it's going to be the host. Tommy Doyle rolls it across, Mateus Cunha! Miney just provided it! We don't know whether he'll be at Wolves next season in real life, but he's in the save. And the Brazilian always knows how to hit the back of the net. It's just not clicking. It's just not flowing, do you know what I mean? And that's how form goes, man. When you're in form, your players feel like they're gliding around the pitch effortlessly. Yet when you're really struggling, it's like they're stuck in the mud. couldn't get a goal, 3 straight defeats in all competitions. Leicester City have been stopped in their tracks and then some. And we've just had our first bid for last year's Golden Glove winner Hermansen. You know, I'm not against letting him go, absolutely not. But I'm probably predicting right now at 25, still his prime years ahead of him. Oh, they've offered Kamada as well as part of that deal. But I'm going to say no. I'm going to wait for a bigger club, a European side to put a bid in. And when that happens, I probably will let him go, but not. Oh, well, there we go. I just spoke it into existence. Juve with a massive bid. Well, let's negotiate. Well, Juve's starting goalkeeper is Di Gregorio, but he's on loan from AC Milan. Mattia Perin is in his 30s now, so it makes sense they'll be looking for a new goalkeeper long term. And Hermansen will be a great fit for them as well, to be fair. But I think that market valuation to me is wrong. I mean, 22.5 mil for a goalkeeper that's only 25 years old, won the Golden Glove last year, is one of the leading goalkeepers for clean sheets this year in the Premier League too. He's got to be worth more than that, but I don't want to prize him out of a move. I'll go 34 mil, which I would say is a little lower than he's probably worth, but maybe I could have got more. Anyway, Thiago Motta will take it. 34 mil for Mads Hermansen, and no doubt about it now, we'll need a new number 1. So that means our final game today will be Mads' final game for the club as well. I've said it, I'm a big fan of his, and I can't stand in his way when a big European club like Juventus comes in. We'll take the cash for Hermansen and look to replace him in the next episode with deadline day around the corner. Hopefully a clean sheet on his final appearance. Brighton at home, our last game today. It's another thing I'd really like EA to work on as well. Like when a club of that stature comes in for one of your players. I mean, look, we're a developing team and we've got big ambitions, obviously. But let's be honest here. Like Juve putting in a bid for our oh, great ball! Come on! Sorry, for our star young keeper. I think he would say, "Come on, mate. I've given you what would be now 4 years total. I think you should let me go." And I did say I wouldn't stand in a player's where if a big club came in. So hopefully a clean sheet on Hermansen's final game. But hopefully more than anything a win. Desperately need one, man. This loss streak can't continue. As it's chips over the top. And oh, Hermansen, what a save. That's what I'm talking about, Mads. Well, I say this about practically all of my goalkeepers, really. I mean, I like the fact that goalkeeper mistakes happen in FC because it's realistic. Keepers do make mistakes. We see it. Some keepers are more error prone than others, but that's just how it goes. So that, you know, goalkeeper mistakes should be part of the game. But he's won me a lot more points than he's cost me. He's won me a lot more games than he's lost me. And that's a brilliant save there as he aims to bow out with that one final clean sheet for the Foxes. 24 minutes in, still leading by 1. If I can keep... Ah, he's going to be offside there. It's right, let's go. And, yep, there we go. There's Fatawu, steps inside, skip to Buonanotte, and he scored against Brighton in a reverse fixture against his former team. And Carl Rushworth, who is one of my targets to replace Hermansen, makes the save as Richards heads the corner over. And Visser, the speedster, playing the ball through. And Hermansen gets down low to his left once again and takes the plaudits from his teammates as we aim to keep ourselves composed in the final 13. Almost there, Mads. Almost there, Leicester. Oh, go on, Fatawu. Just couldn't beat Tariq Lamptey. Almost there. Come on, seriously? Seriously, no final whistle. Last chance for Brighton to ruin what will be the clean sheet for Mads. But it's a great bit of defending from Bassi and Richards, and that will do it. We will shut the door for Hermansen. And in his final game for the Foxes, he gets that clean sheet. But crucially, Leicester, after 3 straight losses, are back to winning ways. We'll miss you, Mads. Thanks and farewell. But hopefully this will be the start of a good run of form for the Foxes. But that will do it for today's episode of the Realistic Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Most you'll have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with the need to replace Hermansen with a new goalkeeper between the sticks. Transfer deadline day with loads of money to work with and more Premier League games as we aim to get back on track. Much love, and I'll see you very soon.